We had two goals for our expedition into the Eagle Mountains: prepare for Isle Royale and investigate reports of the Ridgewalker, an elusive creature said to move along the ridgelines in Joshua Tree National Park.
I'm James. In our days out exploring, we've had unforgettable moments and faced a few challenges along the way. Every adventure is a chance to learn, grow, and push a little further. We're not sure what we'll discover out there, but we do know it'll be epic. Nicholas was 2 years old the last time we were at the Cottonwood Spring. Now, we're pushing further, backcountry camping, and investigating odd sightings.
6 years ago, Nicholas, when you were here.
Our plan was straightforward. Start by examining the ridgelines, then hike to the Lost Palms Oasis. After that, explore Mastodon Peak and the old gold mine. If something is moving through this terrain, we're going to follow the landscape and look for physical signs. We hit the road late on day one after the rangers called us to say there was an issue with our backcountry permit. Here's a tip. Make sure you give a detailed itinerary when backpack camping. Otherwise, the rangers might reject your permit application. With that resolved, we made one last stop to fuel up before heading out on our 3-day expedition into the desert. Our trip from San Diego would take us through wind farms that give way to open desert. Upon our arrival, an informational sign set the tone and reminded us of the reality of the situation we were putting ourselves into.
Good to go?
Good to go.
We're carrying everything we need for the next 3 days. Cottonwood Spring is one of the few reliable water sources in this area. Bedrock mortars here show people have used this area for centuries. To this day, water still plays a vital role in this landscape.
Can you imagine how long it took them to get that big?
After a brief meeting with a park ranger and some speculation about the Ridgewalker, we entered the trail, eager to embark on another adventure. Within the first mile, it's clear this won't be a quick hike. Sun exposure is a reality, but thankfully, cloud cover helps provide ideal hiking conditions. We monitor pace, stay hydrated, and encourage each other to stay strong. Signs of wildlife are everywhere, but we're scanning the ridgelines, looking for anything that might be a sign of the Ridgewalker. We remain optimistic, knowing that most movement out here can be explained by wind, and that vegetation, along with rock formations, can fool the eye. It takes 57 minutes to cover the first mile.
57 minutes in.
Distance stretches into the desert. If someone thought they saw something moving along these ridges, this is the kind of terrain where that could happen. Along the way, Nicholas finds the perfect hiking stick and names it Knuffle Bunny. Every investigator has a favorite field tool.
Could this be evidence of...
We continue our hike while looking for physical signs of the Ridgewalker. Most markings are likely wildlife, but we document everything for evidence review later. We compare terrain against reported sightings. So far, nothing conclusive. It takes nearly 2 hours to reach the second mile, and we need to find a place to set up camp and eat before it gets too dark. We make a few minor adjustments to our backpacks and press on.
Let's find Mama. I don't know where she went.
By late afternoon, Leslie discovers a backcountry site where we establish Base Camp 1. Quickly setting up the tent is part of our Isle Royale prep, along with using the jet boil for rehydrating meals. We continue to scan the ridgelines while eating dinner as the sun goes down, knowing full well dusk is when most Ridgewalker sightings are reported. With darkness upon us and no sign of the mysterious figure, we call day one complete. We climb into our tent with Orion high in the clear night sky and ridgelines turning into silhouettes. As we fall asleep to Nicholas singing us an Italian brain rot lullaby, our investigation pauses. But the desert doesn't. Day 2 of our expedition and day 2 of our Ridgewalker investigation. With an incoming storm in the forecast, we wake up with the sunrise and fire up the jet boil for a quick breakfast. Remember, don't eat the oxygen absorber. After we eat, Nicholas talks to me about the Ridgewalker. Were you dreaming about the Ridgewalker? You think he's real?
Yeah.
Let's go and find him. Day 2, expedition epic, trying to find the Ridgewalker creature. Then I take care of some bathroom business.
Bye, base camp.
See you later. And we break camp to continue toward Lost Palms. How do we get out of here? Anybody remember? I think we take a right. Just kidding. Day 2 comes with some elevation, and soon we'll discover the trail gets a bit more technical. The wildflowers are a welcome distraction, and the desert color palette continues to surprise.
I feel like purple's a little overused in this desert. I'm a little tired of it.
Old-growth juniper tells the story of harsher seasons, while trail markers confirm we're still en route. As we hike through a narrow wash, we make sure to keep an eye out for the Ridgewalker. This is an ideal corridor for someone to report seeing unusual movement.
This is prime ridgeline creature territory.
The abundance of cactus along the trail requires us to pay attention to our footing, but our pace remains steady, even as the elevation continues to increase. As we climb, visibility opens up, affording us with long sight lines across ridgelines out to the Salton Sea.
Are you looking for the Ridgewalker creature?
This is a perfect vantage point for people to spot something strange moving along the ridges. As we continue to hike towards Lost Palms, we noticed how some ridges create interesting silhouettes, and shadows on the rock formations turn into unusual shapes. After a few miles of steady hiking, we finally arrive at Lost Palms Oasis. Finding a water source in the middle of this landscape immediately changes the atmosphere. The air feels cooler, the ground softer, and the soundscape different. Lost Palms is surrounded by ridgelines on nearly every side. The terrain forms natural corridors and elevated vantage points that easily draw the eye to strange shapes. We take a few minutes to scan the ridges against the skyline from multiple angles, paying attention to how light moves across the rock formations. From this position, even small movements along the ridges stand out clearly against the sky. It's easy to understand how someone might interpret shifting shadows as something more. After spending time investigating Lost Palms, we turn back and begin looking for a suitable location to set up Basecamp 2. Just as we're hiking through a narrow slot in a wash, Leslie suddenly stops.
What do you see?
She spotted something clinging to the rock face. It's a chuckwalla, perfectly blended into the stone. Up close, it's an impressive find. For a moment, the energy spikes. We've been watching the ridges all day, and right in front of us is an amazing creature hiding in plain sight. It isn't the Ridgewalker, but it's a great reminder of how easily something can disappear into this landscape. Cloud cover and shifting shadows move quickly across the ridgelines. With changing light, even familiar shapes look different. The weather is changing fast. We can see the forecasted storm system building stronger to the west, and our priority shifts from observation to shelter. We're hoping to find a spot that offers some natural protection before the wind and rain reach us. Leslie moves ahead to look for a location that offers natural wind cover and good drainage. She follows a wash bordered by rock formations, checking the terrain carefully. The lichen on the rocks suggests periodic moisture, which means we need to be aware of runoff patterns if the rain intensifies. Even subtle environmental signs help determine whether a site is viable. After scouting the area, Leslie finds a narrow entrance where she discovered the perfect spot for Basecamp 2, just a ways off a wide wash. It's a beautiful spot right next to iconic Joshua Tree rock formations. Just before the first drops of rain start to fall, we move quickly to set up camp. Once inside the tent, we reassess. We review the map, check tomorrow's objectives, and do our best to adapt to the situation. What we thought would be a brief rainstorm turned into a steady, persistent downpour, and restlessness starts to creep in.
Definitely raining.
Extended rain means limited visibility, delayed investigation, and more time spent inside the tent. To keep busy, I focus on my calorie intake. Jerky is the perfect appetizer while dinner rehydrates. Despite steady rain and darkness descending upon us, Leslie easily fired up the jet boil. The stove performs reliably, even in wet conditions, which is exactly what we need to confirm before Isle Royale.
Yeah. For those of you wondering what the Alfredo actually looks like.
I like it. I think it could use a little more garlic, honestly.
More garlic.
More garlic and salt.
Right, Mountain House, get on it. More garlic.
Our second meal doesn't fare as well.
You do or do not like it?
I like it. Does not.
The buffalo chicken looks promising, but the flavor and texture fall short.
I mean, we don't need a lot of buffalo sauce.
Speak for yourself.
Not every backcountry meal is a win.
Gotta start our nighttime investigation here.
After dinner, the rain lightens for a few minutes, so I step outside to do a quick search for the Ridgewalker in the dark. This isn't a full investigation, just a quick scan while conditions allow. The break in the storm closes as quickly as it opened. If anything was moving tonight, it stayed out of view. Morning arrives clear and calm. The storm has moved through and the ridgelines are visible again. Cloud cover continues to break apart as light reaches the western slopes. The improved weather conditions gives us time to assess both the landscape and our gear. As we break down Base Camp 2, we take stock of how everything performed so far on our trip. We discovered that a slow leak in one of our sleeping pads caused it to deflate a bit. It was a reminder that even minor equipment issues become more noticeable, especially in bad weather in the backcountry. After breakfast, I discover a run of tracks in the wash near camp. Distinct impressions that seem to lead in the direction of a nearby ridgeline. I document the tracks knowing that there was most likely a logical explanation, but still intrigued by one of the clearest physical signs we've encountered on this trip.
Day 2 of our investigation into the ridgeline creature. We got thwarted by a little rain yesterday, which hampered our investigation. But what are your thoughts so far on how things are going? Are we finding any good evidence for the creature?
No.
No. All right, well, today we're going up to Mastodon to check out the gold mine and look for the ridgeline creature. Hopefully we'll have better luck up there. All right, Base Camp 2. Sayonara.
It was fun. It was a little wet.
With the morning warming up and bathroom breaks taken care of, we bid farewell to Base Camp 2 to head toward our final location to explore. The sign marking Mastodon Peak reminds us that this section of the park carries its own history. The added graffiti is unnecessary, but the location itself has long been associated with mining activity and isolation. The climb toward the mine is steep. Loose footing requires careful steps, and our pace slows as the grade increases.
We got to figure out how to get into this mountain and get all the gold out. All right, Nicholas, I think we found it.
What?
The way into the mountain. I think this sign means gold that way. I wonder how many cell phones are down there.
1,000,000.
I could squeeze through that.
No way.
If I was a ridgeline creature, Nicholas, I would totally live here.
Mine in the desert.
Unlimited gold supply. All you can eat. Ocotillo.
As we leave the mine, we take one last look across the Eagle Mountains. We've covered ridgelines, washes, and abandoned structures. If the Ridgewalker is out here, we didn't see it, but we'll plan a future expedition to keep searching.
Okay, Mama, let's talk about the investigation. How'd it go?
Oh my gosh.
We didn't find the ridgeline creature, but
I wasn't really looking for it.
ridgeline creature, you win this time, but we'll find you.
At least we keep getting to go on adventures
Yep,
to find it. That makes me happy.
that's what we do, monster hunters.
Over the past few days, we covered miles of exposed terrain in Joshua Tree. The first day tested our pace and reminded us how exposed the desert can be. The second day forced us to adapt when the weather didn't cooperate.
You need to go pee?
And on the third day, we found evidence that made us pause and take a closer look. Each moment pushed us forward in a different way. The ridgelines that seemed distant at the start of the trip became familiar. The storm that felt frustrating became part of the training. Even small gear failures taught us something we'll carry into Isle Royale. We didn't confirm a legend, but we did confirm how easily perspective shifts in this terrain. How light, shadow, distance, and expectation can shape what people think they've seen. And maybe that's the real value of spending time out here. When you slow down and pay attention, the landscape reveals what it is and what it isn't. For us, this expedition wasn't about proving a story. It was about preparation, about learning, and about sharing an adventure together. 3 days, 2 base camps, 1 storm, and another epic step forward.